This is exactly how tomato ketchup is made in a factory. It is the undisputed king of the dinner table, sitting inside 97% of households, generating over $5 billion in global revenue and moving over 650 million bottles every single year. But to hit those insane numbers, raw fields are stripped by multi-ton mechanical harvesters that violently separate fruit from soil, while automated high-pressure optical air cannons blast defective crops straight out of the line at terrifying speeds. Our team has spent the last 4 days inside the massive Kraft Heinz facility in Fremont, Ohio, watching over 180,000 bottles of thick red condiment get mixed, flash pasteurized, and hermetically sealed every single hour. And in this video, I'll take you through 10 intense industrial steps from the muddy harvest fields all the way to the high-speed bottling lines. By the end of this journey, you'll discover the secret molecular shearing technique that keeps this sauce from completely separating into a watery mess on your plate. I know you're ready, so let's go. Step 1. Automated field harvesting and sorter loading. So you see this massive harvester rolling through fields, just cutting through miles of vines like it's nothing. And everything gets dragged up this bumpy rubber belt, shaking the vines so hard the ripe ones just pop right off. Then a huge blast of air blows away the leaves and dirt, dropping tons of red fruit into these massive open trailers. They weigh the trucks hundreds of tons a day, and then they just tilt the whole trailer backward, dumping them into this giant concrete water pit where these huge steel screws push them into the main line. Step 2. Flume washing and optical sorting. They get blasted down these long water channels next. Bubbling water scrubs off all the caked-on field mud. Then they roll across these spinning metal bars, flying under these crazy bright lights so fast where high-speed cameras scan every single tomato. And air blasts shoot the bad green ones straight down, separating the trash from the perfect red ones, giving them one last heavy spray of sanitized water. Funneling them down into the heavy machinery and scooping them straight up to the sealing lines. Step 3. Thermal chopping and hot break extraction. Now they get smashed by these spinning internal blades, turning them into a chunky, watery raw mash, which gets pumped hard into the heating tubes. Where steam jackets heated past 200 degrees, killing the enzymes instantly to keep the sauce thick. Shooting direct steam inside to break down the fibers, forcing the boiling mixture through pressurized metal lines. Monitoring the heat every second so it doesn't burn. Pushing the super hot slurry toward the separating screens and forcing it down into the extraction room. Step 4. High-pressure pulping and skin seed separation. This hot mush drops into a spinning screen cylinder where heavy internal paddles spin like crazy, throwing it, pushing the pure juice out through tiny metal holes. so a smooth crimson liquid drains down the sides, while all the leftover seeds and dry skins get trapped and squeezed out the back into a waste pile. Then that smooth liquid hits a second tighter screen, scraping it down to break up any tiny bits, until it's a completely silky red juice pumping through and spilling into these absolutely massive storage vats. Step 5. Vacuum evaporator and tomato paste concentration. Next, the watery juice enters these giant vacuum towers, where low pressure makes it boil at lower temperatures. So the water just rips away as steam vapor, and this monster pump cycles it over and over, pulling more moisture out in the next chamber until that thin liquid turns into a heavy paste, oozing out of the bottom like thick red lava. Electronic sensors check the thickness in real time, chilling it down fast through cold water jackets and valving it off to the giant mixing stations. Step 6. High-Shear blending and formulation. Now they pump that paste into a mixing tank, dumping the heavy paste down to start the recipe. Then they blast in thick, clear liquid sugar, and sharp white vinegar shoots in from all sides, dumping piles of fine salt and secret dry spices, sucking in the secret flavorings through a vacuum line as this giant metal paddle starts churning the whole mess. But the bottom impeller spins at insane speeds, ripping, heating everything up to blend all those crazy flavors until it's a perfectly uniform, bright red seasoned mixture. Step 7. High-pressure homogenizer and De-Aeration. This seasoned red blend goes into a crazy high-pressure pump where heavy pistons force it through tiny micro gaps, smashing the tomato fibers against a solid carbide ring, shearing everything down to less than 15 microns wide, so the liquid thickens up and will never separate. Then it's sprayed inside a dark vacuum tank, fanning out into a super thin sheet on the walls, making trapped air bubbles swell up and just pop. Sucking out all the oxygen so it won't oxidize, and pulling the gas-free paste out the bottom, leaving a completely solid, air-free, thick paste behind. Step 8. Flash pasteurization and micro-cooling. Now it slams into a massive plate heat exchanger where superheated steam on the other side of the metal cranks the temperature straight up to 88 degrees, holding it there for exactly 30 seconds to sterilize, while computers track the thermal line every single millisecond, before dumping it into a freezing cold water section, dropping the heat fast so it thickens up perfectly, and electronic dipsticks measure the drag to prove thickness before pumping the cold sterile sauce up to the fillers. Step 9. High-speed rotary bottle filling and capping. Empty plastic bottles fly down the main line next, getting grabbed by these fast-spinning notched wheels and spinning into a massive 100-valve rotating filler, where a rubber nozzle locks onto every single bottle, shooting a heavy stream of red sauce inside and snapping shut with a clean little vacuum snap. Sliding out heavy and full of red sauce, while bright red plastic caps slide down a chute. Getting dropped right onto the necks of the bottles, and a spinning magnetic chuck torques them down tight, locking the fresh sauce inside the plastic container. Step 10. Induction sealing, labeling, and case palletizing. The sealed bottles pass through an induction tunnel next, where electromagnetic fields melt the inner foil seal tight, and a laser burns the expiration date right on, feeding them into the high-speed labeler wheels, which slaps on that famous white keystone label and brushes wipe it flat so there's no bubbles. Sorting the finished bottles into neat grid rows, where a robotic arm drops 24 at once, sealing the cardboard box with heavy clear tape and a giant yellow robotic arm stacks the cases, wrapping the whole pallet tight for the shipping trucks. The journey from a muddy tomato field to a perfectly smooth bottle of ketchup is complete. This is how it's factory made. If you enjoyed seeing how thousands of tons of fresh crops get crushed and turned into the world's favorite red condiment, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share this with a friend who puts ketchup on absolutely everything. Your support helps us step inside the world's most secretive factories. That's how we bring you the truth behind the products you love. So what product do you want to see us uncover next? Let us know in the comments. And if you think manufacturing 180,000 bottles of ketchup was impressive, you'll definitely love to see how strawberry jam is made. If you want me to take you to the Bon Maman facility in Biard-sur-Cère in France, where you would see 80,000 jars of molten fruit matrix get processed every single hour, click this video right here, and I'll show you how it's factory made.